Welcome to Real Talk with Michael and Lisa. We are on the edges of beautiful Lake Whiskeytown in Northern California, and we are enjoying, we're going to pan around here so you can kind of see what we're doing. But we're just out here enjoying a little picnic time, enjoying a little lake time. See a sailboat way out there on the opposite end of the lake. Hear cars driving by every once in a while on the highway. See the, if you look hard enough, you can see the remnants of the car fire a few years ago.
Let's be real. We ain't out here having a picnic.
No, we have no food. I'm starving.
We came out here to do a photo shoot, and we thought it would be a good opportunity to chat with you all, since we already got our gear. Let's keep it real, Michael.
Is she hijacking my role? Okay, so we wanted to talk about, first, I want to give you a real life experience. So this really happened. And then we want to talk about it just a little bit because it's a valuable tool. If you're married, it's a priceless tool. If you're dating, or if you have friends, or if you have family, if you have a mom or a dad or a sister or a brother or a son or a daughter or a wife
alive,
or a husband, if you're alive and there's people around, if you're on an abandoned island all by yourself out in the middle of Lake Whiskeytown, probably not going to help you a bunch. But if there's people in your life, this is going to help. And we have to rewind back a few months, but there was an evening where we were going to bed, and I don't remember, it was a full day, and I remember being tired. I remember being worn out, and we were brushing our teeth, and we were brushing our teeth. I was brushing my teeth. Lisa was at her sink brushing her teeth, and I'm just in autopilot zone. I'm already starting to dream of my pillow, like.
Hey, he has the amazing talent to hit the pillow and be in REM in about 6 seconds.
So I was going for an Olympic record this night. I was finished brushing my teeth, put away my my toothbrush got put away, toothpaste got put away, and I'm walking towards the door to the bathroom, and our bed's just on the other side. And I can already feel my body leaning. Like I am so tired, my body is already leaning as I'm walking out of the bathroom, so that by the time I got to the foot of the bed, I would be horizontal, giving me like tenths of a second to REM. And I look over as I'm kind of get your head prepared to lay on the pillow. So I'm walking past Lisa, and I turn my head, and I see her eyes.
What were my eyes saying, baby?
And her eyes were saying, I'm not sure exactly what they're saying, but they might have been saying, I'm sad, I'm worn out, I'm a little lonely.
They were probably saying, I'm just not feeling quite okay right now.
Yeah, something like that. And I looked over and I saw her eyes, and my pillow started screaming, lay on me, lay on me. And I saw her eyes, and I'm like, oh God, I need to do something about this because I love her. And I did everything my adrenaline started pumping. I started doing everything I had to do to get back upright. And I looked back over at her, and it was probably a bit of a fake smile in the moment. It was a sincere fake smile, but it might have been partially fake, but the words I said were absolutely sincere. And I looked at her, and I looked deep into her eyes, and I said, Lisa, how can I show you love right now?
That's a loaded question.
Now, I'm going to pause just a second. You don't ever ask that question unless you are 100% dedicated to do whatever it is that person asked you to do. And if they're your wife, you got to take that literally. If they're a friend, you can slide off some of their requests. I mean, if they said go do a midnight beer run, you can be like, hey, I'm going to bed. But if it's your wife, whatever she says, you do it. And I looked into her eyes, and I was 100% sincere. And she knew I was tired. She probably saw me like heading towards the bed. But she knew I meant it because I've said this before. And she looked at me and she said,
I would really love a massage. Now, fortunately for me, Michael gave me a wedding gift of a massage table, and it is set up in our room.
Got a heated blanket. It's a full-on massage table. We got all the little counter next to it with all the stuff that we need, and it's a great setup. But I hadn't turned the heat on because I didn't know this moment was coming. So yeah, she asked for a massage, and I made a determination at that moment that was the most valuable thing in my life that I could invest in. So I think I turned on a podcast that we were listening to at the time, One Extraordinary Marriage, great Christian marriage podcast. Learned all about intimacy and a whole bunch of other relational stuff. And we turned on that podcast because that was something we were focused on at the time. And she laid down, and I just started massaging. And I think it was over 45 minutes. It was close to an hour. And I can remember even thinking as we walked towards the massage table, I'm like, I wonder if I could get away with 15 minutes. Yes, I had that thought. No, I'm not perfect. But I corrected in mid-action, and I successfully gave her a great massage.
She did. And
complete with no hanky-panky.
No happy ending, just a massage, which was lovely.
Mm-hmm. And it was a beautiful moment. And I've had opportunity to do that a few other times. It happens more often, but usually it's, oh, could you go get the flower for me from the shelf? I'm like, yeah, that's all it's going to take for me to be famous today. I can do that. Sometimes it's really simple, like, oh, can you do this? Oh, could you do that? Oh, I'd like a hug. Oh, kiss. And those are the easy ones. But it doesn't matter how much effort or investment it takes, it's worth it. That one line, how can I show you love right now?
Now, you may have heard of the 5 love languages by Dr. Gary Chapman and talk about...
I heard of them.
Heard of them? There's even a quiz. You can go online and find out what yours are.
Yeah, that is important information.
As a single person or even as a couple, you can see what your love languages are. And the 5 love languages are physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, and...
surprises. Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yes, acts of service.
Yes.
I remembered that one, and that's pretty low on my list. So okay guys, this doesn't always work out this way, but when I met Lisa, I found out her top love language was physical touch. That is like winning the Mega Millions lottery, because that happens to be my top love language. That's the reason why it's like winning the Mega Millions. If yours is something else, it's not quite so happy. But anyway, we both have the same top love language. And it is amazing to be able to reach each other that way. But you know what? Our second love language isn't the same. We're different. And with both of our first spouses, I know some of you may know our story. They both passed away about 6 years ago. But our first spouses had significantly different love languages than we have. Mm. And when that's where asking the question, how can I show you love right now, can be so critical. In any moment, your love language is likely to shift based on what you've just experienced. If you've had lots and lots of touch, and I've been all over her, and we've been kissy, and we've been hugging and holding hands and going on hikes, she may want something else. She may want act of service, like, hey, go wash the car that we just got dirty going on that adventure.
What I love about it is that it gives the other person, if you ask, how can I show you love right now or today, it gives your partner permission to tell you what they really want or they really need. Mm-hmm. How many of us don't really even express what it is that we would like? A lot of times we don't, and that applies to everybody. We tend to think that we're maybe bothering people or it's too much. And, for me, one of the things is I've got a few issues going on with my feet. And so after I've been on my feet, especially if I've been cooking in the kitchen, my feet just hurt. And a nice foot massage always makes them feel better, but sometimes I feel guilty asking,
Hey. So here's a little cue. So the other night we were talking about something that was tense. I don't remember what the topic was now.
I don't either, but you said.
So there was something tense that I initiated a conversation about something and it turned tense. And I sat in front of her, so I was like 5 feet in front of her, and she's kind of curled up against the headboard in a very protective position. And then she looked at me and she wasn't
extended my legs.
She wasn't happy. She didn't feel safe with the conversation, but she stuck her feet out.
And I said, I can hear better when my feet are being rubbed.
That's the truth. Like, if you're willing to sacrifice, you're willing to extend and do something to show love, it makes it easier to hear you.
It's an olive branch.
Yeah, always extend an olive branch of hope in any conversation.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I'm a little nervous to see what your olive branch would be.
Well, now that you put it that way. Anyway, listen, this is just a really cool tip. How can I show you love right now? You guys, men, you're the leaders of your family. I want to see and hear stories write in the comments about things you've done to show leadership in how can I show you love right now? And wives, if you're listening, hey, it probably could end in sex regularly, but that's a valid question for you to ask too. It goes both ways. Men, lead. But put some of the things you've done in the comments or some of the requests you've made and how they've been fulfilled. We'd love to hear your stories. We love you all. You're amazing. Have an incredible day. Go out on an adventure. Go to a local lake. Look at a local mountain. Enjoy the weather and the outdoors today.
Yep.
We love you all.
Be intentional to love well. Take care.
Chill out, ladies. So you need to take a chill pill. Because when I furrow my eyebrows when I'm thinking, that doesn't mean I'm angry.
Just means you're stinking.
I need a new PR person. I need a new PR person.